Hello, good morning, my name's Graham. I'm also interested in ancient archaeology and the origins of mankind, and also have substantial insight to human evolution, which I can basically totally explain. The idea, and this is a message to people in the ancient archaeological circuit, and all those ancient aliens and all that, who are doubtful about Darwin's theory of evolution. Now, and there's certain ones like Mr. Tellinger, who I'm sure is a great guy, I'd like to have a beer with him, but when he goes on about freedom and freedom and freedom, well, I've never been anything but free, and I don't understand what he means by that, because if you want to live like a New Guinea native and before anyone interfere with their life, that's total freedom as a wild person. That is a sort of a freedom. Or as a nomad or like an Eskimo, they've got freedom. But for large-scale, orderly and civilized society, the freedom they have there is personal discipline. Where Mr. Tellinger comes from in South Africa, if the best way for those people to be free, if there's no people breaking law and order, and if the people in the shanty towns were treated more equitably amongst themselves. If the black people in now South Africa treated their own people more equitably, but would that make them any less lawbreakers, any less murders? Would it stop that? That's about, see, freedom is something, it's about self-discipline. Without self-discipline, a moral code and some sort of intelligent approach to search of knowledge, I don't know what Mr. Tellinger's quite on about actually when he keeps saying one day they will be free, because unless you've got another alternative system, and that's always a scary thing, you can't force that upon people, because that takes away their freedom. Because what is freedom? It's a very difficult thing to define. I've always been free, and I've made bad decisions in my life and good ones, and they've always been due to my freedom to choose, and sometimes just haven't chose very wisely. I've brought myself into sort of prisons of my conscience, if you like. And that's the greatest prison you can create, is by actions that are unwise. You're a prisoner in your own body, then prisoner with your own conscience, because you think, crikey, if I'd not talking to that woman, then I wouldn't have had all that sort of disasters and that sort of thing. And when it comes to this evolution, because this is an important thing to understand, freedom is based exquisitely, intrinsically on the fact that we evolve. If you say we don't evolve, then you've taken away all our freedoms. Without the freedom to evolve the way nature gives us, the challenging, we live within challenging niches. We're free as individuals to make our choices, as it says in the Bible. We're free to do that. That's freedom enough. And that's freedom for our souls to evolve. The type of freedom, I don't know what they mean by freedom, and also because evolution, to say that evolution does not exist means you are finite, you are finished, that's your limit, you've become orthodox. You've then joined an orthodoxy that happened before science got its head of steam due to the printing press being invented and knowledge being spread amongst the people. That then began the road to real freedom for the human race. Maybe it's not got there yet, and maybe there are people there using political correctness, which is a practical use of the knowledge of evolution to create a regressive mem, if you like, a collective of regressive mems, so that negate the human ability or the need or the will, the spiritual need, to question authority. Now, if you don't know and you're completely ignorant, and the state just feeds you and provides your clothes, and it provides your housing and all that sort of thing, you don't have any debts and don't have to do anything, that's the sort of a freedom a cow has, or a wild beast has, or indeed a trained an animal in a zoo has. And that, you know, what is freedom? It's very difficult to define. Freedom, without understanding evolution, there is no freedom. Without allowing an evolved discussion and insight into the metaphysics of life and the physics of life, and an open mind and open heart towards that, then there's a limit all the time on people's freedom. Now, freedom involves, the most intrinsic part of freedom is asking questions. If we can't ask questions, if you say no, there's no evolution, you've stopped questions being asked. You said the Anunnaki have created human. Well, I just totally and utterly disagree. There's so many holes in that, which I will not go into it. I need the time and space and a board to demonstrate. There's so many holes in that. The Anunnaki or Nephilim may have bred with attractive women of the original humans. The original humans, by the way, like Aboriginals of Australia, the various types of Aboriginals are a good example of modern human in its original form. And there were several types like that, with blonde hair and red hair scattered throughout the globe, but in living in different areas, mostly washed away because of the seas rose or it's frozen with ice. It's very simple. So if you, and we've got a lot of flies in this country, so I have to deal with that. So when you say, you know, the Nephilim or Anunnaki, they bred with humans, yes, they may be, because I think that the genetic seed, the original pattern of the seed is scattered throughout the universe and throughout the cosmos, so I've got no problem. There have been aliens and scattered all throughout the place, all throughout the cosmos and galaxies, but they may have bred with humans, the female, male bred with the female humans. Everyone enjoys sex. No, unless you're anyway, but everyone enjoys that. All sentient beings enjoy that. What they may have done is create an elite core of people, but now sort of dominating the planet's, if you like, political and financial systems. That, if I analyse everything down from what everyone says, my thing is to observe patterns and try to understand what they mean on all the various patterns within the matrix. Then I can say, well, maybe there's something in that, that an elite started going around the place and, you know, marrying in with the prettiest females of that type, and then sort of bred themselves an elite, sort of the kings of the past, or the rulers of Europe, all through the ages, all sort of family connected, and their family connects go right back to, well, ancient times, and then we can say, well, maybe there's something in that. That's the division, and that's why these people got massive power and control over society, because then they are so clever, they understand evolution, and they're free to use that evolution progressively for themselves, in a practical and positive manner for their own genetic group, but then to use it so the rest of society, especially those who question everything, well, who are they? The Saxons and people like that, those who question everything, are free to question everything, they basically will eventually regress. They're regressing those people's will to question authority through, as I said, political correctness. So when those who say evolution does not exist are basically treading on dangerous ground for their own sake, because for their own sake they need to know, how do they evolve, what is the benefit of knowing evolution? The benefit is how you behave now and what you pass on to your children in the intelligent wisdom. Seek knowledge for knowledge's sake, have a good moral behaviour and good moral discipline, treat all things nice and kindly, and pass that down through your family will basically live forever if it passes this moral code down amongst itself, because that's what these people have done. The rulers, the ruling class, whatever it is, and there's sort of all bizarre stories about all that, which I only take with a pinch of salt, because unless I take it for myself, it's not a fact. It's media and propaganda one way or the other. So, you know, everything on the media I take with a pinch of salt, because I like to know for a fact what is or what isn't. Because I myself have no belief. I either don't know, I'm not sure, or I know. And we're getting to the point now where we can begin just to understand the metaphysics of things, because we know there's more space within us than there are solids, and that gives you a clue. Maybe that allows the idea of multiple universes and multiple souls, sometimes inhabiting similar same bodies. That, of course, is another story, and it's purely conjecture and philosophical. But there you are. When notice to Mr. Tellinger, because I can't get around to travel, in what way aren't you free? What way are you not free? But you're not free to think. If when you cut off the gods made us, sorry, you've gone back, as far as I'm concerned, you've gone back to when the popes and the Catholics ruled the world, or our world, and that to me, and before the printing press, and that to me is a pretty scary scenario. Because I know what evolution is, and I know what it's for. And if you're a god, a real god, behind all the other demigods, you would ensure that what you created could adapt and evolve through all different cataclysms and all different eras of time and space, all different paradigms, which humans have done for the last, God knows, and no one knows, how many thousands and thousands of years. Humans have come and gone and evolved through different paradigms and evolved different aspects of themselves, and that's how it's basically been. Only we only got hints of the evidence, which is also fascinating in these ancient archaeologists. That's my take on this. If you're not free, Mr. Tellinger, that's in your heart and in your soul, and you all seem to be pretty free to me, and you seem about as free as a bloke can be. And I don't see what you've got to complain about. And all the people who are not free are either in a prison of their conscience, or in prison because they've wrote the law, or they're imprisoned within some cohort or clique because they're induced into, you know, a financial prison. What is a prison and what is freedom is basically, you know, it's all conjecture. It's up to the individual and depends on your background what you think free is. Anyway, my name's Graham, and I say God bless you and good luck to you. Good luck to you all.